a Bosnian bride who sparked the flames of sedition in the Sultan's palace. The story hidden by Ottoman history. In a time when the Ottoman Empire was the strongest on earth, its hand extended to the far reaches of the Balkans, where beautiful girls were kidnapped from the embrace of the villages. Among them was Leila, the Bosnian girl who was unlike any other. She was brought to Istanbul, where a deep story began, filled with seduction, conflict, and intrigue. A story that began with captivating beauty and ended as a secret buried within the walls of the Topkapi Palace. In one of the years of the 16th century, the Ottoman Empire was at the height of its power, extending its hand toward the Balkans. On a rainy day, Leila, a young Bosnian girl, was kidnapped and transported in a caravan from her village to Istanbul. She was no older than 15, but her features captivated attention, green eyes and hair dark as the summer night. She arrived at the Topkapi Palace, where her new story began in a strange world. Inside the Topkapi Palace, Leila was imprisoned within the Devshirme system, where beautiful girls were gathered and trained. She learned Turkish, court etiquette, music, and dance. The sultans and their concubines taught her the secrets of handling the harem, but Leila displayed something mysterious. She spoke little, yet her eyes held secrets that no one could understand. There was something in her silence that took one's breath away. During a private celebration at the palace, Leila was part of a performance before the royal family. There, amidst jewels and the court, she stood, as if part of an ancient tale. Prince Selim, the Sultan's son, was in the front row. When his gaze fell upon her, time seemed to stop. He was mesmerized by her beauty and asked the Ost to have her moved to his private quarters. But Leila was more than just a beautiful concubine. She was a secret hidden in her eyes. A few days later, the Sultan heard about the new concubine and decided to visit the harem himself. When he entered the harem hall, his eyes fell upon Leila. He paused for a moment, then said with a firm voice, "This concubine is mine. My heart has chosen her." These words marked the beginning of a seduction that changed the fate of everyone. The concubine the Prince Selim loved was the same one the Sultan had chosen. The gates of envy and hatred opened within the palace. Leila was the object of everyone's attention. It was not only Prince Selim who fell in love with her, but also Prince Murad, the younger brother. However, he did not reveal his feelings and instead sent love letters hidden under the door of her quarters. Leila's heart was in turmoil. She loved Selim, but a powerful sultan who owned everything surrounded her. As for Murad, he wished to protect her, but he was just a lost prince in the corridors of the palace. As the days passed, feelings of jealousy began to seep into everyone's hearts. The Sultan showered her with expensive gifts, while Prince Selim suffered in silence, and Murad wrote sorrowful poems that no one read. In the dark shadows of the palace, where intrigues were woven, every step drew closer to an explosion. At that moment, Leila had become more than just a concubine in the palace, she had become a symbol of the conflict between father and son. One night, the Sultan fell seriously ill. It was said that the cup of drink he consumed before sleeping was poisoned. Rumors began to spread that Prince Selim had orchestrated the plot to take revenge on his father and claim the concubine he loved. But all eyes turned toward Leila. Some stories claimed she had visited the royal kitchen shortly before the incident. Was she the one behind the scheme? Or were there larger forces at play? The palace doors were closed, and the voices fell silent. Leila vanished that night, as if she were part of a legend. Some guards claimed to have seen a small boat sailing toward one of the isolated palaces on the Bosphorus, with a woman dressed in black. Others said she was strangled by the order of the Sultan's mother. But the truth, like the secrets of the palace, was buried in darkness. Her story was not written in the history books, but it remained a whisper echoing through the halls of the harem.